नमस्कार। हम लोग आज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता का 11th वॉल्यूम का जो यदु एंड अवधूत का जो कन्वर्सेशन है उसके ऊपर डिस्कशन करेंगे। इसमें ये वर्णन है कि जो अवधूत हैं वो कुछ अपने गुरुज टीचर्स जहाँ से वो सीखने के लिए उनको मिला है उसके बारे में वो अपने बातें रख रहे हैं। उनका कहना है कि यूनिवर्स में जो भी चीज़ है, जितना भी चीज़ है, उस सब से कुछ ना कुछ आप सीख सकते हैं। खराब चीज़ से हम सीख सकते हैं कि किसको हमको रिजेक्ट करना है, और अच्छा चीज़ से हम सीख सकते हैं कि किसको हमको एक्वायर करना है, उसको लेना है। तो जो अवधूत हैं वो 24 प्रकार के गुरुज के बारे में बोल रहे हैं। वो बोल रहे हैं, फर्स्ट है अर्थ, जो पृथ्वी है उनसे हम टॉलरेंस सीख सकते हैं। पवन, वायु, जो विंड है उससे हम डिटैचमेंट सीख सकते हैं। जो स्काई है, आकाश है, उसे ऑल एनकम्पेसिंग येट स्टडी, ये सीख सकते हैं। वाटर से इम्पार्शियल लव सीख सकते हैं। फायर से बी ऑस्टियर, उसको सीख सकते हैं। मून अनअफेक्टेड बाय फेजेस। सन से हैव थॉट फॉर अदर्स। पिजियन से डिटैचमेंट। पाइथन से हैव फेथ इन डेस्टिनी। सी से रिमेन अनअफेक्टेड। मोथ से कंट्रोल योर डिजायर्स। हनी बी से रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम एमासिंग वेल्थ। एलिफेंट से रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम सेक्सुअल डिजायर्स। बम्बल बी से रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम ऑब्जेक्ट प्लेजर। मस्क डियर से रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम अटैचमेंट। फिश से रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम सेल्फ ग्रेटिफिकेशन। कोटिसन से रिनाउंस ऑल डिजायर्स। लैपविंग से डिस्कार्ड सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट्स। चाइल्ड से लीड ए केयरफ्री लाइफ। बेंगल से लिव इन सॉलिट्यूड। आर्टिसान से कंसंट्रेशन। सरपेंट से बिहेव वाइजली। स्पाइडर से वर्ल्ड इज अनइम्पोर्टेंट। वास्प से मेडिटेट अपॉन गॉड। ये सारी चीज़ इंटरनेट में अवेलेबल है और इसमें इंग्लिश में लिखा हुआ है, तो मैं इसको पढ़ता हूँ। जैसे 24 गुरुज ऑफ दत्तात्रेय, उसको हम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे एक एक करके। जो 24 गुरुज ऑफ दत्तात्रेय हैं वो द अर्थ से हम क्या सीख सकते हैं? One should acquire the virtues of endurance and tolerance of duality from the earth. The wind, क्या सीख सकते हैं वहाँ से? One should be detached like the wind, just as the wind blows both in the hot and cold regions without being influenced by their qualities or defects. So also those desirous liberation, mumukshu, should wholeheartedly tread along the path prescribed by the Vedas in the hot and cold regions without paying attention to virtues or defects of others. फिर आ गया the sky. Just like the sky, the soul pervades all animate and inanimate objects, yet it remains unaltered, single and steady. Next आता है the water. Just like water one should behave with affection towards all. One should never be partial to anyone. Just as water retains its impurity at its bed and cleanses others of their impurities, so also should men renounce the impurities arising from attachment to the physical body, acquire the treasure of spiritual knowledge, and cleanse people with vices of their sins. Just as water flows from a higher altitude, uprooting impudent trees, nurturing humble vegetation on its way to the low-lying land, so also liberated souls should destroy the vain and wealthy, punish the hypocrite, evildoers, and redeem those who surrender to them of their sins. Man is akin to water which becomes impure by stagnation and gets purified as it flows. Hence, men with a spiritual attitude should visit various places of pilgrimages इंस्टेड ऑफ लिविंग इन वन प्लेस। हालांकि इससे मैं थोड़ा सहमत नहीं हूँ। जो वेरियस प्लेसेस ऑफ पिलग्रिमेजेस, ये जो तीर्थ भ्रमण, ये इससे मैं थोड़ा सहमत नहीं हूँ। ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। फिर नेक्स्ट है द फायर। लाइक फायर, men should undertake austerities and get illumined with knowledge. He should partake of whatever is available, refrain from bad deeds, and utilize his virtues only at the opportune moment for a worthwhile cause. सेकंड में बोलते हैं, when on a pilgrimage, one should eat whatever is available without accumulating it, always remaining pure like the fire. One should behave with equality towards all. Fire delivers the oblations to the deities, made in it amidst chanting of their respective names. In order to realize the transient nature of the body, the flame of fire is considered as a guru. Just as hardly any time is required to kindle and extinguish a flame, so also creation and dissolution of a body from the 5 cosmic elements does not take long. Next है the moon. There are in all 16 phases of the moon, including the subtle phase of the new moon and the 15th of the fortnight. Though there is waxing and waning of the moon, it remains unaffected by them. Similarly, the soul is not affected by the changes in the body. फिर है the sun. The sun stores water, taking the future into account, and benevolently showers it on the earth at the appropriate moment. In the same way, men should store useful things and make them available to all living organisms impartially, considering the time, place, and the prevalent conditions. Next is the pigeon. A man who lives with intense attachment for his wife and children, feeling that worldly life is pleasurable, is destroyed with time, just like a pigeon, along with its family, is devoured by a falcon. Thus, a seeker desirous of liberation should be mentally detached from all this. Next is the python. The python lies in one place fearlessly, having faith in its destiny. It is content with whatever food it gets and has no preferences about the quantity, taste, etc. It does not feel threatened if no food is available for some time, and in spite of having the strength, does not make use of it. Similarly, those desirous of the final liberation should partake of whatever little is available, reposing faith in destiny, and at times, if nothing is available, then they should become introverted and remain engrossed in meditating on the soul. Next is the sea. During monsoons, just as the sea is neither pleased if the rivers bring in plenty of water, nor is displeased if they do not, and consequently does not swell or shrink, so also men should remain steadfast to his duties, and should neither feel elated if he experiences worldly pleasures, nor unhappy he is faced with tragedy. He should always remain immersed in bliss. One should not let anyone perceive one's virtues, just as the sea keeps its length, breadth, depth, and the treasures in its bed hidden from the everyone. However, one should always utilize them favorably for the sake of others. The moth, enchanted by the alluring radiance of the lit lamp, dives at it and is soon charred to death. A man who is similarly fascinated by a woman's beauty and youth for the sake of sexual pleasure finally perishes in it, just like the moth. The queen bee and the honey collector. The queen bee builds a hive encountering several difficulties in a cumbersome location high up on a tree and collects honey in it. It neither eats it itself nor lets others feast upon it. Finally, all of a sudden, the honey collector kills it and takes away the hive along with the honey. In the same way, the miser who accumulates wealth and relentless efforts finally either becomes unhappy when it is suddenly lost in the fire, stolen by the thieves, or taken away by the king, or when unrighteous progeny is born to him, which misuses it, or if it dies is issueless. Thus, after his death, the wealth either remains where it is or is acquired by someone unrelated to him. If at the time of death he still has attachment for that wealth, then he harasses the one who enjoys it in the form of a spirit or a serpent. Thus, learning that accumulation of wealth leads to a sudden death like the honey bee, one should stop amassing wealth. The honey collector. Just as one who collects the honey acquires it effortlessly, so also a male seeker should partake of food cooked in the home of a householder instead of spending time in making a fire, collecting utensils, firewood, etc., and should devote that time to realize God. Such seeker desirous of liberation partake of food from householders and ultimately uplift them. फिर आता है the elephant. Next is elephant. Although the elephant is so powerful, man tries to capture it by digging a pit in the ground, cover it with grass, placing a wooden cow elephant covered with the elephant skin on that pit. Infatuated by the cow elephant, the elephant craves for sexual pleasure and runs towards that wooden cow elephant with speed and falls in the pit. Thus, it is easily made a captive by man. Similarly, man lured by sensuous pleasure is instantly entrapped in bondage. Men allured by adulterous women are destroyed in the same way as elephants overcome with lust die, fighting amongst themselves. Next, the bumblebee. The sunflower, which blooms with sunrise, closes with the sunset. At that time, if a bumblebee is seated on it, then it gets trapped in the flower. Thus, realizing that attachment to object pleasure gives rise to bondage, one should refrain from such attachment. Just as the bumblebee savors the fragrance of several sunflowers instead of one, so also seekers desirous of liberation should realize that every science will not be easy to grasp and hence should try to understand their implied meaning. Now, the musk deer. The musk deer, which is as swift as the wind and can be captured by none, gets enchanted with melodious music and lodges its life to others. Keeping this in the mind, one should not get entrapped in any kind of attachment. Now the fish. When a fish hook fastened with bait is thrown into the river to water, the fish lured by the bait swallows the hook. Bait swallows the hook and gets caught. Thus it loses its life. Man too is trapped in satisfying his taste buds and thus continues to suffer in the whirlpool of births and deaths. Now the prostitute, Pingala. One night, despite a long wait, not a single client approached her as she restlessly waited, pacing up and down, hoping for a client. She was finally bored and suddenly developed a detachment. As long as man has desire, he cannot sleep peacefully. The one who sacrifices desire is unaffected by the unhappiness. The lapwing. Seeing the lapwing fly with a fish in its